Ready to be Evil Knievel? Alright, everybody, welcome once more to Fall of Avanswell. Are you ready for some adventures? There's a nice field, which I don't know if I'm going to use or not. We'll find out.
No, we're just all going to take a nap.
I mean, you just did.
Finally.
You just took a nap. You finally had one. I don't know if any of you got cleaned up from sewer.
No.
I mean,
Yes.
I thought we said we took like
I
a bath or
bathed in the
something if we could.
freaking.
Oh yeah. Oh, I guess you all had a nice dunk in the river at least.
Yeah, and I had soap, which I offered to pass around.
Yeah. But anyway,
I
yes.
was born in the filth.
You were born in the filth. You're
You
dead.
come from filth, you're going to filth, you're filth.
I'm filth.
So if you missed last week, it was some fun adventures. We'll catch up on it in a second here. But before that, it's the ever important, who the heck are these people? What are they doing? And what kind of question can they answer this week? And the question I posed them was a dangerous and deadly one of madness. And it was, what are 3 non-adventuring jobs your character might find interesting? Alternate jobs. Do you want to do them? Would you just find them interesting? That's kind of the question. That's kind of the idea. Plus, since we all leveled up, if people could kind of say what kind you took for your level too. I did mention I wanted that, so answer the question.
I forgot
level
about
stuff.
that, and I don't remember.
Well,
Next bitch streamer.
Oh, I was clicked onto Talas.
we could take you and rolled an 18 anyway,
Hold on.
even if it was Talas rolling. Okay. Well,
The
I mean,
curse is broken.
curse is broken. We can turn to Wyrm first.
I am Diamond Wyrm, and I play Ixbanor, the awakened animal ferret, sorcerer, alchemist, former familiar, and extravagantly fluffy animal. So 3 non-adventuring jobs that I might find interesting. Honestly, alchemist. That's a go figure. But I also, would like to take both my master's path and maybe do some teaching. That would also be nice.
Makes sense.
And oh gosh, what was the last one? I literally know I thought of 3, but now I can't remember what the last one was.
It's kind of like what you think of, and all of a sudden you're like, what did my brain say?
Yeah. I think it was... No. Sorry. Well, I'll just go over my stuff, and then I'll get back to that.
You can maybe have it return to your
I know the
brain.
moment I stop thinking about it, it'll pop into my head.
Yeah. Yeah, makes sense.
Jamais vu for folks, that's what that's called. Tip of the tongue syndrome, where you can't remember something. So I took, I upped my proficiency to master in stealth, got, the, efficient alchemy, so I had more alchemical boosts, and then I got Bon Mot, so I can equip at people to lower their will. And then for spells, I picked up Cloak of Colors, and then I upped my illusory object to 5th level, and switched out my 2nd level one for shield something, dancing shields.
Okay.
I thought it
Cool.
was 2nd level. Anyway, so that's what I did. And as for the 3rd, I mean, I'll just say politician, sure.
Okay.
I don't remember, so I'm just going with that one, which is I thought of in the meantime.
I can see just like a little mayor hat on. Ixbanor, you're elected mayor. I shall help lead you. 1 baby bird for each of my constituencies.
Oh, sorry, I just remembered it. Chicken farmer.
Chicken
Oh,
farmer.
God.
yeah, you know what?
There
And
we
also-
go. That's what it was.
That makes sense too.
I knew the moment I stopped having to
Uh.
think about it, I'd remember.
Yep. All right, we'll turn to Joe. Joe.
Hola. I am Joe. I am playing Umbrin Wisespark, the Fetchling Liminal Fetchling Animist. I only really have one because the only thing he's ever really considered doing
Mm-hmm.
was being in the clergy.
I think the thing is, I think the trick of the question was something there too. You might find interesting. So it's not something like you maybe reflected on ever doing, but that'd be like, oh, that's an interesting job. You know, I think that's kind of what it is. But I guess, you know, like, you really haven't had you're kind of saying your character didn't have an opportunity to kind of think around those lines at all. Like,
Yeah,
you know.
I went from, studying in the church to, hey, I'm saving the world.
You ended up a refugee very quickly in life.
Yeah, it was just like, oh.
Well, now I'm here. Great.
I mean,
That's an
I
interesting.
guess the only other thing would have probably been maybe farmer, which is what my dad did.
That does make
You
it interesting though, because it kind of says that, you know, your character, you're definitely the youngin in the group. You're the youngin. A young boy. So what kind of level?
Well, I'm 28 actually.
You have all the
My
years.
character's like 96.
But as far as level, I got another 4th rank spell. Got a 5th rank. I got my first 5th rank,
Ooh.
which I have ripped the spirit.
Spirit from their bodies. Your grand power will be involved. It will be powerful then.
I also got
Don't
5th rank stuff from my spirits, which I have illusionary scene, strange geometry,
Ooh.
and wall of stone.
Well done. That sounds like a classic.
And
They rock
then
their
I
world.
got some. I'm trying to remember what feats were the new ones. I took Fetchling lore,
Ooh.
which would have been really useful if I would have took it a lot earlier because it is a first level feat. But I now understand the plane of lore for the plane of shadow.
That's probably good.
So if we ever have to walk through that plane again.
Yep. I mean, you never know. Your own insanity could lead you there. I mean, let's go this way. This will totally be a great idea.
I got Blazing Spirit. Once per 10 minutes, if a creature damages me with a melee attack, I can basically have a fiery aura.
Ooh.
I gain resistance equal to my level against the triggering damage, and the triggering creature takes a d6 fire damage plus 1 persistent damage, and then it increases at level 12 and level 18.
Okay. Cool.
So those are my that's pretty much what I got.
All right, and then we finally turn to Jesse to finish us out.
Hey, I'm Jessie. I'm playing Calder Wrynn, human gunslinger. 3 jobs that Calder would take. Number 1, maybe a little strange, confectioner,
Okay.
making candies and other various sweets. Hitman, unsurprisingly.
Yeah, that one. I mean, like, I'm not gonna lie. That's not surprising.
Yeah, and mechanic,
Okay.
obviously.
Yeah.
Are you sure a serial killer's not one of them?
not-
I can assure you.
That's not technically gainful employment.
Yeah, it is. You kill people and take their money.
That's not employment. That's criminal. At least one of those theoretically could be legal. I'll say theoretically.
Theoretically. Depends on what kind of government you got. If you got Australia, you're probably allowed to be a hired hitman.
Mhm. So, All right. So yes, if you missed last time, there was adventures in the sewer.
Oh, there's one more.
Oh.
Talas.
Oh, Talas. Yes. What?
Figured we'd do him last.
Yeah. What kind of level up did
He's
Talas
really
give us?
easy. He got Undying Ferocity, so if he ever goes down, he's even better because he gains basically just gets back up with temporary hit points.
Okay.
And then
nice.
quick shield block, so he can shield block. So he can use shield block. He gets an extra reaction that he can only use for shield block. So you can shield block
Oh.
2 times, or you can do a shield block and something else.
That's always a good one.
Okay.
Also,
yeah, I
I had him
forgot.
purchase a tower shield while he was in town, so that way he's using that now.
That's fair.
If that's
yeah,
okay.
forgot
I didn't
to-
really run that by you, but I assume that was totally something you could do.
I mean
check
that
my
it's
stuff
his
as well.
standard equipment, so I mean like that'd be fine.
Yeah.
I don't see any problem.
Yeah, I forgot to
I think-
tell what my stuff was.
Oh yeah.
At level 8, I took Grit and Tenacity.
Mm.
So once per hour, when I inevitably mess up my Fortitude or Will saves, I get to make another one with the +2 bonus, because those are my worst saves.
Okay.
I've been watching Umbrin and Ixbanor do their stuff for a while now, and as such, I have taken Magical Crafting and Arcane Tattoos for the Shield cantrip.
Okay.
Trying to pick up a little bit of magic there.
It's magic. You never know when a little bit of magic helps.
True.
So.
Well, you have magic bullets too.
I have alchemical bullets. I don't have
Oh, yeah.
magical ones yet. But now that I have magical crafting, I can make magic bullets.
You've mastered the magic, as they so say. As they say. Master of the magic. Okay. So yes. We had some sewer adventures. Got some treasure. Encountered really large rats, which were ever so pleasant. And eventually escaped out, where they reunited with their great friend Talas, who was hanging out at a local inn at the edge of the city. Basically, because the walls of the city do close up at night, the Grill and Boar was where they stayed. And that's where we're kind of hopping into the adventure. You're in the inn. I think I do, but I'll have to go to it. Go.
We'll probably get a meal before we leave, so we have one last,
Yeah.
good meal.
All right. Yeah, as you kind of get up in the morning, you all feel very refreshed. I mean, it honestly speaking, it has been a few days of some pretty tough. Not that you haven't had some tough times before, but you went from a low high class inn to camping out in a glowing in a square and underground. And honestly speaking, everything in the Thieves Guild was not pleasant in Thievington. So
I mean, the upside was we also got to go to a swanky party.
you didn't get to go to any party. You at least had some fun while you were on your adventures in the city. But you're outside the city, and certainly speaking, this small inn has a little bit of busyness to it, but the morning is relatively quiet in comparison to the noise that you were encountering last night. A few people seem to be grabbing some kind of bite, perhaps people that are workers of some of the fields that are nearby. You are still in a, generally speaking, settled area of Barnlands. The farms and areas that surround Avanswell. Now, granted, you are, of course, as I said, not on the side of the city that has your big old refugee camps. So you are pretty clear and pretty quiet. But barkeep is, of course, busy working as you kind of can sit around and enjoy a meal before you depart. What was your exact plans for departure?
We're gonna start walking to the mountains.
Head in the direction that we know we're supposed to go.
So it's basically
like
you're on an east-west road, and you're just gonna have to leave the road. There aren't really roads that go where you want to go. So you're probably gonna have to go through farmland first.
We don't need roads.
You'll have to cross some farmland and eventually head into the high fields beyond. And right now, you are on foot. So as I said, it will take you probably, even with magical help, probably at least a week for your journey.
Well, I don't know how to ride a horse, so...
I mean...
Actually, there's not even a ride skill anymore, is there?
No, you just ride a horse.
Oh.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess we could see if there's any... if we can try to buy any horses off someone.
You can investigate it if you want to get, like, some kind of animals. That certainly is an option. As I said, the barkeep, who's a kind of older woman, kind of like a large burly woman. She kind of just is kind of hanging out, kind of looking over at what looks to be like a couple of farm workers, grabbing some like kind of early breakfast at the bar. Otherwise, there's a few people. There's a man who looks to be some kind of merchant, dressed up, who seem to be enjoying with a couple of what you assume are his guards. And then there's another man who is just seemingly like drinking what looks to be like a hot tea or coffee or some kind of like hot drink, kind of sitting at one of the tables, milking that.
I'm going to suggest to the party maybe we could inquire with the barkeep if she has heard about anyone selling horses.
4 of them? Isn't that going to be expensive?
We could also try to see if we can get... Well, Ixbanor is not going to need one.
Oh, yeah. I look down and like, man, I always forget that you're like the size of my boot. No.
Eh. It's because I'm so
fair.
loud.
So it would be like either 3 horses or one
2.
good one with 1 or 2 in a wagon.
Nice.
One really long horse.
Long horse.
That wouldn't be good for the back.
Yeah. I'll definitely tell you.
Yeah, I know.
Just horses would probably be fine over land. You might have a few, like, it would be still faster with the wagon, but the wagon might have to deal with some issues because it is not on a paved road at this point in time. You'll be very overland. Not that you couldn't do it, but...
I mean, even if we got 2 horses, I think you could easily have 2 people on a horse.
Yeah, probably. Yeah,
Okay.
I feel like wagon might be a bit pricey, and maintenance might be too much to handle. 2 horses would probably be better.
Oh, you 2 could maintain a wagon, I would think.
Yeah, but I don't want to. That's extra effort.
Well,
if
maybe
it comes
someone
down to
who is a little better at speaking with people should ask the question.
Yeah,
I'm socially terrible. Someone else go talk.
I am in
I have a
inept.
0
What do you want?
charisma.
So
Charisma is
we're
my
looking-
dump stat.
So we're just talking to the barkeep to see if we can
If she
Get
knows of
something-
anyone selling horses, yeah.
Got it. Hey!
Oh, what's up, little
What's your
peasant?
name?
You a little fella
As
there?
the ferret asks about it.
Completely inconspicuous thing who may or may
Um,
not be wanted. No.
Oh, greetings. Barkeep here and owner of the Grilled Boar, Esmeralda. She'll, like, kind of offer a hand, then close it and, like, offer a finger. You know?
I shake it.
Mhm.
As long as it's not the middle one.
Saw you come in with the interesting lot you got there.
Yeah.
Well, travelers,
we're wondering if-
we're pretty safe side of town. If the worst comes to worst, you got a good side for evacuating before anything bad comes. If you want to hang out around here, always work to do in the farms.
We're looking to. We're actually thinking of seeing if we can't make it into like the mountains and stay safe out there. Wondering if you know any like sturdy horses that could. Anyone who
That's a
sells sturdy
dangerous
horses
area
or
out there.
Wagons.
Mountain lands. But kind of like looks at your rest of your group. I don't know about. I guess you got some natural instincts, and they look like a tough boat. I could see you finding a way in mountains. Hear tell there's some nomads and some other crazy folk that have already gone that way, try to survive whatever's coming. Can't say I can't blame you for being scared. But horses, you say? Well, yeah. I think there should be some around. I don't know if we got any extra in the stables here, but let me think here. Bills! Does Farmer Jimson got any extra horses left over? Jimson sold most of them to a lot of them travelers that were heading out. He might have a few left over. How many are you looking for, boys? Gals? He'll say boys and then kind of look at you and go like, gal? Like with like a thing, because he doesn't...
Well, we also have Talas, so you...
Two people can sit on a horse.
2 people per horse.
Okay. That's true. Just, we're looking for probably two sturdy horses.
2? Oh. Jimson might have 2. Yeah. He might have a few left over he'd be willing to sell. Tell you what. Just tell him old Bill sent you. You seem like fine lads. Friendly lot.
Thank you.
He'll give you directions to Jimson's farm.
Thanks for the tip.
It's nearby.
Oh.
It's like a 10-minute walk. You know.
Yeah. Well,
farmlands.
hold on. I was like, his next drink's on me. I say as I put a copper, probably 2 copper down.
Ooh. Hey, you know what that means? Esmeralda's gonna shake her head and go to fill up drink. You sure you've been having this before work, Bills? Better at work. Alright. So, got some information.
Well, I guess we will finish up eating. Excuse me, and head over to Farmer Jimson's.
Yeah. Everybody can roll me a perception check. I want to just have you all roll that. Okay.
Oh wow, I actually rolled horrible.
Yeah. No, you didn't.
I rolled amazing.
You
Oh
got
no,
a-
I didn't. Never
Mine
mind.
was bad.
Yeah. So, Calder, you're the only one that doesn't notice this. It's also Talas, but he doesn't matter as much. But, Umbrin, you and Ixbanor do notice something a little strange. You're getting up to, leave. Maybe it's nothing, but the man that was drinking his hot drink, he's gone. The drink's just sitting there. What's left of it. But you see no sign of the man, and none of you noticed this figure leave.
Can I try and recall what he looked like? Or was he wearing a hood, or what he was wearing at least?
The figure was at very least in very simple traveling leathers. Seemed masculine, but you couldn't see a lot because they kind of had a hood and kind of cloak up. You could see maybe a little bit of face, but it was clean. So most likely man or buff woman could probably be it too. Again, you didn't get a full view.
That is odd. I'll wait till we're outside and say to the group, just keep your eyes on the swivel and ears.
Understood.
As I said, it's about a 10-minute walk to Farmer Jimson's farm. Jimson's farm, we'll call it. It seems to be a simple farm where they're growing some wheat. It's later in the season. I think I talked about how it was more getting into an autumn kind of time period previously. So you can see that the wheat fields are getting close to harvest at this point in time, with a very tall, but you can kind of walk on the road, the kind of dirt ruts / roads that go in between the farms, and eventually leads you to a very simple building with a couple of fields nearby with what looks to be livestock, some cows and pigs. some of the other native creatures to this area, the large ostrich-like birds that are sometimes used, a few horses, the 6 horned goats that are in the area, who just stare you down and make bleating noises. They do seem to be staring into your soul.
Yeah, well.
I don't think.
Goats have weird eyes.
They're like extra weird, the 6 horned goats, because they like rather just normal like slit eyes. They have plus eyes, so it's like a plus sign.
Sage mode.
I think it's to look up and down as well as to the side, probably.
Anyway, so it does seem to be a well area of animals and stuff like that, as you'll see a number of workers kind of moving around, and as you're kind of approaching the farm, you'll see a man, kind of a little bit more elderly, kind of probably like maybe in his early 50s, kind of step out of like on the barns. You kind of like, see him kind of like cradling a large crossbow, kind of petting it and being like, "What you doing on my land? Yous want
We're
something?"
looking.
Bill sent us.
Bill's told us that you might have some horses for sale.
Bill sent you? Well, why don't you just announce that when you come in here? And Hero's gonna shoot you full of crossbows.
Well,
Not full of bolts, full of crossbows.
He means what he said.
He's got a crossbow that shoots crossbows.
All right, well,
There's a game that had that. It's like you shoot a crossbow that then shoots other crossbows after you shoot it.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty sure that at one point in time there was a Borderlands game that had a gun that shot guns or something. That sounds like it, good old Borderlands.
Yeah.
Anyway, your good old originals. Well, are you looking for some horses? I probably got a few left over. Sure. What you trying to use them for?
we're heading towards the mountains. The Minotaur, like, because I remember the Minotaur, like, the area we're going is closer to the mountains. Right?
Yes,
It'll be
it will be
like,
close to the
mountainous.
mountains.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. It's the northwestern forest region, which is near the mountain range.
Okay, I just want to make sure I was remembering that correctly.
Yeah. So you are heading that way. Mountains, you say? Just heading straight towards the east or north or south?
North.
North.
Wait, no,
Or was it
north.
north.
Ooh.
Is it north?
Yeah, you were planning on heading north.
Northeast.
Okay, north. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Well,
I keep thinking it's south for some reason.
a couple of horses you could take, but maybe if you're willing to part with a little extra gold, I could offer you something a little better. I got some ongus who might be able to help you.
I assume those are the goats.
Nah.
Can
He's
I
gonna
make
bring
a
over.
knowledge check?
You'll probably know about them. I won't have you make a check. They're the
Okay.
large, like ostrich-like birds in the area.
Ah.
They're chocobos.
Basically, yes. They're probably more akin to like elephant birds
An
or something
emu?
like that, or emu. Yeah, probably slightly
Yeah,
larger
right.
than your average emu riding bird. I think people do ride
statistically, they're
ostriches
probably
occasionally.
like axe beat. Yeah.
Statistically, yes, they're
probably
like axe
beats
beaks,
without
yeah.
the attacks.
Yeah. They might actually still have the attack, honestly. They're just, probably because even some of those large, very mean-looking beaked birds were just plant eaters. It's just they could defend
That's
themselves through with sharp beaks. Nature.
Check your eyes out.
All right. Up to you, though, on that one. Heading up that way is a little difficult occasionally for horses, but not impossible. You might have to, if you're very good at reining one in, I wouldn't say it wouldn't be a bad idea. But ongs are maybe a little bit more ornery in general than your average horse, but in the temperament and where the more difficult areas go in, they tend to be a little bit better. So, baseline harder to run, but like with some of the natural areas, easier to control in those areas, basically, is the idea.
Yeah.
So,
How much of a difference are we talking about?
well, let's see here. Bills did send you, which is nice. And that's a big one there. And normally, apart from my apart from my horses, for about a couple of gold. So if you let's say pair of horses with all the fixins, 5 gold, or if you're willing to part with a little bit more, 8 gold for the ongs, or 3 of them. Same fixins on them, bit brittle and all that stuff. Saddle.
I'll look down at I guess look over at Ixbanor. I'm sure he's on someone's shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's worth the 8.
Sure. You can do 8.
Okay.
Get out of the party fund.
All right. He'll gather together and get you some supplies and set up. So these are kind of, as I said, like large emu-like birds. Kind of a little bit of a sharper beak. Kind of like got a little bit of claws in their hooves, but they've got like a specialty saddle in the back. They're kind of these blackish brown feathers with some like white tips to them. They kind of squawk a little bit, as you're kind of mounting upon them. They seem relatively well attitude, a little bit of it takes like a minute to like, definitely be used to this different creature. It's probably, if any of you have any kind of experience, it's slight experience with horses, I'd assume Umbrin, though you're not a great rider, you might have had a little bit of experience with the farming with your father. So this is, it's not completely different than that at very least, but you'll be able to mount up.
I would also try to think about what my knowledge of nature and stuff, and like how probably best to handle them is.
Sure. All right. Well, good luck on you, travelers. I assume since you're heading for the mountains, you might not planning to come back this way.
Not sure yet.
Well, good luck to you then. If you find something great out there, something safe, more power to you. We all hope for that.
It's a terror bird in Pathfinder 2e. Sorry, I was just trying to look up what the axe speak stats, and I'm like, I couldn't find it.
Yeah,
apparently
it's the terror. Yeah, that's correct. I couldn't remember it off the top of my head because I haven't checked on it in a while. All right. So you can mount up and prepare your journey north. To the grasslands you go. Do I have a way of knowing north? Like, do I have a compass?
Yes. One, we do have a compass, but 2, I'm also, since we're heading out, I'm going to be casting.
Know the way, I think it's called.
Wanderer's Guide.
Ooh.
Never mind.
Okay. You call upon the beyond to guide you to your route. All right. And again, you generally know where the rest destination is, so you're like, take us to this place, oh great spirits. Take us to where the Minotaurs are. All right. So.
And one of my spirits gives me mountain lore too.
And I'll. This is the spelling of the bird. Ong. O-W-N-G. Ong.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, you and your cadre of giant birds will begin your travels to the north, setting out. Of course, for the first few hours, you're crossing through various farmlands before you begin to exit out of that area and begin out into the great fields that are beyond. The grasses become higher and taller until they reach the area that is a area that takes up a lot of the wardlands. The wardlands tends to be a very Great Plainsy with spotches of hills and small forest lands, occasional areas that are a little bit different, perhaps around things like the various rivers and lakes that are in the lands. But for a lot of it, it is just open plains with grasses that tend to be, at very least, as tall as a person. So being on top of your Ong actually does seem to help. It gives you much better view above the grasses, too, that you can kind of see out into the area beyond.
Nice.
You can
I
see
think we made the right choice.
Getting a mount was the right choice. Not that you wouldn't have been able to deal without it, but I did say it was high grasses and very, Great Plains, so I gave warning. Anyway. So,
And it'll probably cut down on time.
Yeah. Your first day's journey is relatively uneventful. The area out here goes out beyond where many people are, and still for the first day, occasionally you see small homesteads. Some still may which have people in them, others may be long abandoned in places where the fields are now overgrown. Signs that people once tried to either settle this place or still are attempting, despite what may be coming in the future. The various beasts and creatures that you see. Not that there aren't seeming dangers out there, but with your beasts and your speed and your knowledge, you at least stay safe for the first day. I assume you would just want to find a place to camp out, or are you going to try to make a place to camp out? In the grasses.
Yeah, we if we can't find any clearings, we can make a clearing.
Mm-hmm.
And I will do a survival to try to nourish us.
Ooh, okay.
Because I have Forager. Which I can, while using survival to subsist, if you roll any result worse than a success, you get a success.
Okay.
On a success, you can provide substance living for yourself and additional creatures. On a critical success, you can take care of twice as many additional creatures. You can choose a half the number of creatures with comfortable living.
This is quite comfortable living that we've gotten into. Yes.
And if I'm master, let's see. Hold on. If,
are you master of survival? So it would matter or not.
I'm not master. Sorry. If I'm an expert, which I think I am an expert, let me double check myself.
Okay.
I am an expert.
Okay.
So, with that, increase the number of additional creatures you feed on a success to 8 if you're an expert in survival.
Oh, okay.
So I should be able, hopefully, with my survival check, I should be able to, I automatically succeed. It's just a matter if I critically or not.
Yes.
But I'll have enough, I'll be able to feed everyone, including the birds.
Ooh, okay. All right, so 23, I believe that's just a success because, honestly, you rolled a 5, so you get success, which is that's enough to do how many? Is there any kind of supplies you do need
8.
to use? 8. Okay, that should be all of you.
Because I'm an expert, yeah.
You might have to use a little bit of supplies then. Unfortunately, the birds are technically large sized, so it would be double food from what you need.
But half food for
Ixbanor.
Ixbanor.
That's true.
And then
Which
3
does
times double, and then 1 times half. So
Yeah.
Mhm.
It helps a little.
So you really only have to use like 1 ration worth of stuff at this point in time.
Okay.
So. Alright, so you do a pretty good job of getting together some supplies for the group. Scrounging together some things, hunting like some small game that lives in the area, kind of identifying where some local tubers are and amongst the grasses, hardy things that know how to kind of pop up. Finding some small like scrub trees that are here and there, and gathering some like various fruits or berries from bushes and stuff like that in amongst all the various areas here, and assembling a little area that you can kind of survive the night with. Are you gonna have
Also-
a watch? I don't need necessary checks for the entire watch, but I would like perceptive checks from everybody to represent if you're having a watch over the night.
Yeah, I think a watch is smart. I'm also going to bother, just for the hell of it, because I have prepared it. I'm going to cast Speak with Plants
Oh, okay.
and just ask. I guess the grass is the only thing really. Is there trees and stuff too, or?
I mean, like, there are some, like, small scrub trees here and there and small areas, like, in amongst, like, the, areas that the, are different plants in the area. It's not just the tall grass everywhere, but it's, like, kind of in clusters here and there. Like, near a scrub tree, you might find some, like, smaller bushes and, like, the occasional flowering plants and stuff like that,
I'll
too.
ask one of the trees if they've seen any people come this way. Or sensed any people come this way. I don't know.
Okay, most normal plants find
Like creatures such as myself, I'll say.
okay.
Because I know that, they're not exactly brainiacs.
Yes. That's
Was
it.
it long ago? Was it within the last time that the sun was up?
No.
Thank you. That's it. It was just figured I'd make sure there's they haven't nothing else has been this way.
Yeah. So theoretically, they've seen something like you at one point in time, encountered something with you, but not within the last day, at very least.
Yeah.
I
Trying to get like time periods is difficult.
It's a
So,
plant
like,
with no
a day
intelligence.
should be a day should be easy.
Yeah.
Trying to be like several days might be a little bit difficult.
Yeah. Right. So, yeah, just give me a round of perception checks, everybody. Let's see how your night goes.
also, I gave Talas the ash gown because we finally met up with him.
Oh.
Was there anything else we were giving to him?
Ooh.
Um,
I don't know.
there's a cloak of repute still in here. There's a coyote cloak.
The cloak of repute is from me. I need to resize it still. That's why it's there. Coyote cloak was survival. So we're gonna give that to you, or did you not want
Oh, yeah, I think I did grab that. Yeah, I have that as a backup, so we can take that off the...
that? Oh, you already put it on your sheet. Okay.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I'm just looking through here and like...
Yeah.
It looks like we have 2
Basically,
swords. Does he need
there was
either of those?
Who got the boots of bounding? I'm looking at a
Calder,
different
did you
list
take
because we didn't...
those? Calder?
Yeah, I did. My bad.
Okay.
Sorry, the thing muted.
Got it.
So you have those,
Yeah, I have them.
and then you have the clarity guard, and you also took the lifting leathers, right?
Yes.
Clarity guard. Okay, so those are from that, and then I don't think we had anything specific. from
There's
the
a
others.
flesh rend sword and a soul rend?
Those were the daggers we got from.
Oh, those are the
serial killer.
daggers. Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I just
They're
wanted to make
murder
sure that all our
daggers.
things, because I realized I never put the ash gown onto the party sheet, but I gave it to him now because I remembered it existed.
Okay.
And I just want to make sure the
don't
other
think
ones.
there's anything.
They're in my notes, and I just wanted to make sure the other ones were taken care of.
Yeah, I was just looking through the party sheet to see if there's anything else that we hadn't handed out.
Okay, cool. So we got the ash gown. Also, the ash gown, I did read this description. It's either a gown or a 3-piece suit. So I assume
He could be wearing a 3-piece suit.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't have to be wearing a dress.
cool. Okay, I just want to make sure all those were accounted for.
Okay.
Oh wait, did he also get? Because I remember you had us pick one, and then you had us. No, but he wasn't there. So did we get one for him, or is he just getting the generic loot?
Just give him a generic
I think he
loot
was
for
just
now.
getting the generic loot.
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
If,
okay.
if we need something to like update Talas, we'll figure it out too. We can always say like, we acquired or found something on his side adventures if we need to like, do it. He just happened to pull it out or something. I don't know. Yeah. Yep. Anyway. Mm-hmm. Okay, cool. I guess Ixbanor and Talas, I still need perceptions from you two.
Right, sorry, I got distracted.
Fine. Yeah, you were doing some equipment stuff. Which is fine. Okay. Pretty good check from Ixbanor.
I'm rolling fire today.
Yeah. And do you want me to roll Talas? You got Talas. Just let me know.
I have
That
a sheet open, so I might as
Ixie's
well.
on fire.
25. Okay. Alright. Tonight is uneventful. Though, Calder, okay, I'm gonna ask a question for the campsite. Are you using fire?
Probably only for cooking.
Okay.
And then putting it out.
Okay. It will be a chilled night then. I will let people know. So do you have, like, at least simple blankets?
So we do have
Yeah,
I have 2 4-person tents in my bag of holding.
Why?
That would probably help enough, the tents, if you set them up. Okay.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah, and
I'm
and
just making sure you have some
think
basic
everyone
protection
has
if
a
you're not,
bedroll
if you
as
don't have the
well.
fire on. Then, and I did need to know that information. So, Calder, as you're kind of camping out and kind of, probably like, hanging out over near where you had the fire going originally for cooking some food together and getting together the dinner that Umbrin had kind of inspected, gotten together, you will see that somewhere off in the distance, to the south, is a little bit of light, maybe another fire. It's for like it takes you a little while to kind of like watch, and again, tall grass, and you're not really like, it's getting up to like your face level, grass height, so it's not really easy to see off in the distance, but you can kind of see on the horizon like kind of a glow that seems to be kind of out that way. It goes for like maybe like a half an hour and then it's gone. Umbrin.
Yes.
During your night, you will hear strange howls in the distance. They're not like howls you've heard before. They hear canine, but not canines you've heard before. But they are something out there. A number of them. But they're quite far away.
Yeah, it might be some kind of wolves or something.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I can try to make a nature check to see if I can
Sure.
pin down what they are.
Sure. I'll let that happen. Go ahead. See what you roll. Third one's a pretty good check, though. So, you kind of ponder on it for a little bit, and it certainly doesn't sound like the last canines you heard, wargs. But you're not on the top of your head aware of any canines in this area, per se. Normally, most of the predators here are either reptilian or feline in this region. There are some wolves that exist in some of the forests, so maybe a pack of more forest wolves came out and is in here. You don't actually know if there's like a small forest nearby. There could be like a grove.
Also, there could be displaced animals from
A lot of
the
stuff.
Dreadlord marching.
Sure.
So
A lot of stuff that could happen. So again, like, you can't quite put it on what kind of like canine it is, but certainly speaking, it's something.
okay.
Ixbanor, for your time at night, the sky will darken for just a few seconds, and then it'll be clear again.
Huh.
Something blocked the moon and starlight above you. Briefly. Something big.
That's
Well. My spells.
Mm-hmm.
Birds
you're
of prey are
invisible.
terrifying.
Yeah.
as you're riding on one.
Eh. No, not necessarily. I think he said there were herbivores.
Yes.
Yeah.
The Ungs are native
Also,
to this region, and they tend to feed on things like those tubers you got and stuff like that. And, occasionally, like they're more omnivorous. They do feed on some things, but they tend to be, use a tough kind of large beak to kind of dig around and stuff. So it's like small rodents and tubers and nuts and stuff
Oh,
like that.
look,
that'll feed
small
on.
rodents.
I know. You do look tasty. But they are trained,
Also-
and they haven't pointed you out
Yes.
as food. Yet.
Yeah. As long as we don't starve them, I'll be fine.
Mhm.
Also, I would have cast a second level.
Okay.
'Cause I did put that as a signature spell.
Okay.
Leveled up.
Cool.
I just clicked the wrong one. I clicked the first one I saw.
After a interestingly eventful night, you all wake in the morning.
Huzzah.
It is a crisp morning. Certainly the cooler weather of getting deeper into autumn is being felt in the air in this region. As much as the air here tends to be certainly warmer. This is, in comparison to a lot of the continent, which tends to be very equatorial, the mountains here do create little pocket zones where you do end up getting bits of snow and frost and stuff in the winter seasons. So you tend to be in that area here. So while it's not particularly super cold, it still is a crisp morning. You can easily then set off once again on your journey. With your
I will recast the spell.
having your small encounters over that time. All right, just gonna keep moving on. Talas will be like, I had an uneventful night. I didn't notice anything.
I
Keep
saw
your-
something really big
Ah,
that may or may not be foreshadowing.
foreshadowing.
No, I wouldn't worry about it.
It was definitely casting a foreshadow, though.
What did you see?
It was big enough to block out the moon for a split second as it flew by.
That is
So probably a rock?
concerning.
Probably a rock.
I heard
There are
wolves
rocks
in
in the mountains far to the west.
I mean,
Or to the
I'm
east,
making
I'm sorry.
an assumption I don't expect to necessarily be right.
Whether or not that's correct or not, those are technically possible in this region. As I said, off to the east in the Great Mountains, you do sometimes find rocks. It's not impossible. So,
Or from my perspective, probably a crow.
it's just like a large raven. Just there. Anyway, okay, you once again cast your Wanderer's Guide and continue sure. North.
I'll mention I heard wolves in the distance. or some kind of dog-like creature.
Okay.
Also, out of game question for a second,
Sure.
because I just noticed this.
Mhm.
You can't get an item bonus from same item bonus from two different items, right?
No.
No. The same kind of bonuses
so
still
the
don't
coyote
stack.
cloak is useless to me.
Okay. It's
Yeah, I thought that's why
I
we were
have
going
the
to give it to
nomad
Talas.
shawl.
I thought that's why we were going to give it to Talas.
We can give it to Talas. I can put it back on the party sheet. And
Okay. Yeah,
I
that's
just
why I thought
noticed
there was
that, I'm
something
like,
else
oh,
we were going to
wait,
give
I
to
have
him,
the
and that's... Yeah.
I have a nomad shawl, which gives me a +1 bonus to survival checks, and I also have Mind's Map I can cast.
Mind's map. By my mind, I map out what comes of us. I sense where we are going.
So he can help you do survival-y stuff.
Yeah.
Insist on some survival.
Because he is...
Well, also he can follow the expert.
True.
Alright, yeah. So you travel for another day's journey to the north, and this one is quite uneventful. Very quiet. As you continue onwards, there are less and less signs of anybody out here, and the area just becomes more and more fields of grass with occasional sprigs of like different plants here and there, little small croppings of various scrub trees and bushes and plants, and then of course the occasional like a good, because you're kind of on open land, some hills and groves of forests that you tend to avoid. But your second day will be uneventful again. Only another round of perceptions just for your night watch, and I guess if you want to roll another survival, Joe, to see if you continue your tradition of keeping people going.
And I'll also talk to the plants again,
Cool, great.
asking the same questions.
Okay.
Talas rolled real well this time.
Alice rolled very well, yeah.
There's my perception.
Oh,
And we
Umbrin.
roll my
It's
survival.
really good rolls here. Yeah. That's a good survival. You'll be able to get supplies for everyone. Congratulations.
Yay!
This isn't a too difficult area to survive in.
I'm not as perceptive because I'm taking watch from underneath a small bush because I'm afraid of the rock again.
Yeah. You will
I
notice
like the
nothing
bush on fire.
at night. Ixbanor. Calder, you're going to be kind of sitting up on your same watch again, and you're kind of keeping watch, kind of like watching once again, and then all of a sudden you will notice once again to the south an area that kind of glows as if there is fire for about a half an hour, and then it's gone again.
Might want to bring that up soon.
Yes, you haven't mentioned that.
Yeah. Talas will maybe have some things to say, but Umbrin, you are going to actually hear something. It's kind of echoing in the wind, but it sounds like a loud noise that's just again, whatever it is barely hearable to you. But you're kind of sitting there, and all of a sudden you'll hear what sounds like birds streaking, like echoing, deep, rumbling bird shrieks that seem to hearken to something going on deep in the distance. It kind of almost echoes across the land.
I'm gonna just summon Shadow and get him to give me a bit of an aerial view and look through his eyes.
Sure. Dark vision doesn't help a lot. You're getting an aerial view, but you can kind of get a view in the moonlight of the evening.
Yeah.
With a few clouds kind of rolling over. It doesn't seem to, block everything. It's dark out, dark and empty, and you don't see any signs of more movement than the wind, unfortunately. whatever it is was far off and it echoed.
Yeah.
Maybe the shriek of something dying somewhere far off, but we don't know for sure.
Or something being attacked.
Yes. Or something attacking. Honestly, it was hard to tell. Anyway, the night will pass. Talas, when he kind of gets up, will kind of be like, I heard some strange things last night. It's just for a little bit. But I swear I heard, it sounded like children laughing in the wind. It was just briefly for a little bit, and I was kind of got up and was like looking around, but then it wasn't there anymore. Must have been hearing something.
That is creepy. Also, we still have those faces.
You do have some
correct,
faces. I believe you do have them in a bag of holding, though.
Yes.
We do.
Yeah,
Hey,
they're in my bag of holding.
Be aware. We may be being followed. Last couple nights, I saw a fire a good bit away.
Behind or ahead?
It was behind, right?
Yes. You're heading north and it was to your
behind.
south.
So,
Could be that person disappeared in the barn. Or at the bar.
maybe, but
Hopefully it's not you-know-who.
yeah. If it comes, I'm sure we'll be ready for it. Just be aware.
I also heard some strange screeching in the middle of the night far off.
Oh, great.
Do we, before we move on, do we want to try to do something with these faces?
No, not really. I mean, I can't see anything we could do.
I could try dispelling them again.
I'm not sure that'll work.
If you want to give it a shot.
I don't know.
It won't cut too much time, I don't think.
I'm not sure. I mean, you know what? Let me make another, because I don't remember what we got from any information on that. I guess I'll make a knowledge religion check to try to see if we can figure out
Sure.
if there's a way to free these souls.
Sure.
Not a great roll.
I'll tell you, like, there is a way that you'll know about even with that check, but you're unsure of the result afterwards. Certainly speaking, destroying the faces would free them, but you're not sure if that would, like, properly send the souls to the afterlife or, like, destroy the souls or, like, doom the souls or something like that. You're not sure how it's reacting with it, but you could theoretically free them that way. Just don't know what happens afterwards. Does it go to the afterlife? Does it get destroyed completely? I don't know.
Do they become revenants?
Yeah, well, probably not a revenant, but, maybe horrific ghosts that haunt you all their days of existence. Everybody loves ghosts. Look at Casper. He's friendly.
I mean, Ixbanor, can you think of anything else to do with these?
So, destroying them should, in theory, release the soul, but there's no guarantee
AKA
of
maybe
that
make an
either.
Arcana check?
Yeah, I could, can I roll Arcana?
Sure. Same check.
Wow.
You know the same. It's the unfortunate thing is, since you don't know necessarily how the soul has been bound to there, you do not know if it's merely just trapped in there and then it would be free when it's destroyed, or it's been, like, instilled into it in a way that destroying it would destroy the soul. Kind of like,
Right.
you don't know if it's akin to something more like Lich's phylactery or something like that.
Right. Well, maybe we can sit on it and think about it and put them back in your bag for now.
A
I wouldn't
rumbling
want to do
will
something too rash.
echo across the sky. A rumble, a rumble, and a rumble that will seemingly like fill and shake all of you.
I don't like that.
Rolling in the direction you are coming from, black clouds begin to fill the horizon. To your north.
I
Heading
really don't
south
like
from
that.
the coastline deep to the north, deep inland, down towards the south. The storm will begin to sweep in.
Does it? I'll make a knowledge nature. Does this seem like a natural storm?
Sure, roll a check. Yeah, the weather patterns here are ones that, because of the mountain ranges in the Wardlands, form a kind of like almost like L on the eastern and southern side. The winds and stuff kind of still draw in across the Swamplands heading south, and kind of move across the Wardlands, where they kind of turn more of a from just a southerly direction to an easterly direction, kind of almost like curving across the bottom of the country. These storms kind of tend to head that way, kind of almost like being kind of whipped and kind of following the mountains a little bit. It does mean those southern mountains are even more like horrible to live on than like the mountains you're talking about going towards, just because they get that like winds that have whipped across the entire like continent hitting into them, plus winds from the other side. Yeah, they might. That's why also those mountains are far smaller than the Great Barrier Mountains, because they're being horrifically worn down from two sides. But yeah, it's a normal weather pattern, and
Okay.
this area does get bad storms. Occasional tornadoes too. Keep this nice flat open land most of the places. Helps with that.
Are we gonna go over the rainbow?
Only if you're in a farmhouse and you haven't found one of those in a little while.
Prepare for the worst.
Okay. A storm will hit you. It will start raining, maybe thunder, lightning, a little bit of hail. It's just, pouring rain for a while. Are you heading onward or hunkering down? That's the question. Certainly, your animals, they're plains animals from here. They're used to the storms. They tend to hunker down in like the grasses and kind of hide below them a little bit more, or find places, but they aren't against, with their training, to push on if you wish to push them on. They might be a little hesitant with all the thunder and lightning kind of echoing in the distance, but
You have a thing?
I'm double checking some stuff.
He may have a thing. You got the thing to do the thing? Can only hope. Do the thing, Joseph. Do the thing.
Say the line.
Yes. Say the line. Yep.
Okay, but how long does it last?
That's always a traditional question when it comes to a lot of these things. How long does this last?
Oh,
How-
it's just concentration. Maybe we should try to wait out the storm. I can give us some extra protection for a while.
Yeah, probably best.
Okay.
I am going to use one of my spirit spells
Ooh.
and do a wall of stone and make it like an
Dome?
arched dome to cover us, to protect us from the storm.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it kind of put up a little bit of protection, kind of doming it over top of you, enough to block some of the rains and such. Let's see here. Granted, it's not going to be perfect, but it will block a bunch of rain. It'll be enough that you can get some cover.
I'm basically thinking of it as like kind of like a makeshift cave.
I mean, yeah, it literally says the wall doesn't need to stand vertically, so you can use it to form a bridge or a set of stairs, for example.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you kind of like.
So I figured
like
I could do that.
Like bursting from the earth, like to like an arch, like just kind of over top of you, like so it's like almost like you're sitting under a bridge that you kind of created of stone.
Yeah.
Well, this will cover us enough, and we can use our tent from here.
Yeah. I just have to stay awake to keep it up.
Yeah. The storm will be
sustain?
intense for
It's
a number.
concentrate.
For a number of hours.
Concentrate doesn't mean anything.
Oh.
That's
concentrate means you have to concentrate to cast it. It doesn't mean you have to concentrate on it.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
no concentration like D&D.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
I
different.
don't-
It's called sustain now. If you have to sustain.
Okay, there's no sustain, so I guess it just stays until
I don't
it
think
takes damage.
if it doesn't have a duration, I think it's like you've shaped the stone because you shape a
Yeah.
wall of stone. So it's basically you're taking stone to create it.
Yeah. Okay, so now there's this random bridge in the middle.
Yeah, you
of
just
the grassland.
burst stone from the ground and like kind of arched it over there. So you've created a geographical feature that'll last for probably a nice little while. I mean, it's unless other things destroy it, it's just got weather hitting it.
I mean, it'll collapse eventually, but
Yeah, it'll collapse eventually. But for now, you've created a little geographical feature, yeah.
because it literally just doesn't list a duration.
That's why I was looking through it. I'm like,
There'll be a few hours of like intense winds and rains and thunder and lightning that'll just be kind of like soaking and loud and stuff like that. And certainly, under your arch, it does help a lot. You're getting hit.
and then we got the tents under that too.
And you got the tents that are kind of like the tents are kind of like getting like soaked still, because still the wind is like pounding some rain occasionally into it.
Yeah,
there's
but
big
it'll
gusts.
help a little bit.
Yeah.
It'll
Oh, yeah.
help more
It helps.
than just the bridge.
It helps. You have created a little kind of shelter to kind of shelter in place here. Your birds are a little nervous here and there. They're kind of like scrocking, and kind of like huddling up in one area of there. As like, there's this deep rumbling thunder as like lightning hits somewhere relatively close by with this kind of loud booming that kind of like just echoes through all of you as the storm kind of rages on for the first half of the day. Around while it gets to what you would call midday, though, the storm begins to let up. While it does not end, the rains kind of begin to calm down and things get a little bit more reasonable. Now you still hear the booming echoes of thunder and lightning and flashes that seem to be across the clouds. But you're seeing much less stuff hitting the ground. You just see the clouds flashing above you as the rain is still coming down at a pretty decent pace. Not as heavy as it was, certainly, but a decent pace.
Do we want to make progress, or do we want to stay here?
No, we should make progress. We don't want to waste too much time.
Okay. So you'll set out. It'll be muddy terrain, which, I mean, like, it will not quite slow you down as bad. You've got your spell that helps a lot with the terrain, kind of like navigating it. But certainly speaking, you can feel like it's a little bit more difficult on your animals and stuff too. The magic helping them a great deal. But certainly speaking, the grasses and some of the, mud that's been forming from all the rain makes it a little bit more of a difficult navigation in general. The rain continues for a number of hours before the storms begin to clear up, and the showers that kind of pounded down on you begin to clear. The sun comes out again, eventually, as it's reaching more towards the evening time of the day. And things seem almost peaceful once again. Though there's still rumbling in the sky, and some of the clouds you still see kind of flashing with electricity seemingly within them. Eventually you reach the next evening, of course. So if I would have everybody please roll me around of
Yep.
perception.
And I'll also give my survival.
I guess. Okay. So we'll have to use a ration. Those are some perception checks.
By the way, has anyone been taking off rations, or do you want me to? Because I actually have medium
I
rations
have-
in my inventory.
I have not.
I have been.
I'm just gonna mark off.
You've only had to use 2 so far.
Yeah.
Um,
And Calder
so you
said he took one off.
Okay.
So, it's just the fact that, Umbrin's been pretty successful in gathering stuff. It's not, as I said, this area here is fairly bountiful, and so you don't have to worry too much about survival in general. But yes, it'll be a fairly quiet night. It seems as though the storms, maybe they just quieted down the area completely. None of you really will notice anything.
I'm also gonna tell Calder to wake me up if he sees the fire again.
Okay.
Will do.
Though, Umbrin, you're the only one that maybe kind of takes note of anything, as you'll still occasionally see flashes of light up in the sky, but you see no bolts and hear thunder eventually rumbling from far away.
Okay.
So it's sort of though the storms passes, there's still some lingering strikes. Anyway. The next morning, everything seems clear. A little cloudy, but certainly nowhere near it is. It's kind of like a very kind of partially cloudy kind of day with rolling kind of nimbus clouds kind of going across there. The big puffy white clouds going across the sky. You'll once again mount up on your birds and head out. Things have dried up a little bit. As this area here, it has to contend with the rains and such more than anything. And there aren't a lot of rivers or streams or ponds. Certainly after the rain, there's some little streams, ponds, little lakes that have formed from all the rain,
Oh, actually, it might be a good time to cap off our water stuff too.
You definitely
Okay.
can get some from a local rain lake nearby that you'll manage to kind of navigate to very easily. About halfway through.
Arguably, we need to find that every day because you really only can carry 1 day of water on you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just thought about that. I'm like, oh, we should get some water.
Water, what's that?
Especially with the birds.
They have their way of finding liquid in this area. They're adapted to this area, so.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying.
Mm-hmm. Hardy stock. So you will see off in the distance what looks to be to the north of you lingering smoke in the sky. It's not something you noticed right away. Almost as something that's you thought about it as clouds or something as first. But as you're heading on, because you're on top of these birds, you have view over the grasses. But yes, somewhere off in the distance, smoke on the horizon.
Lightning strike could have set something on fire.
It's generally
Wait, you said we see fire in ahead of
Smoke.
us?
smoke, and it seems
Ahead of
like
us?
it's ahead of you. But it seems like the lingering part of smoke. This isn't a full fire smoke. This is kind of the slightly whiter smoke that's kind of at the back end of a large fire or something so it's not black smoke anymore. Kind of more grayish smoke that's coming up the back end.
At what point of the day are we in? Midday, did you say?
This would be, yes, about midday. Probably a little bit before midday.
And, sorry to repeat, but you said it was ahead of us?
Yes. It's the direction you've been heading.
So, I mean, if you want, I can try to scout it out. About how far away would you say?
At least a mile away.
Hmm.
You are
When we
in
get
large open
closer-
fields where you're on top of birds. You can see
When we
pretty
get
far off in the
closer, I
distance.
could send shadow
Yeah.
ahead.
It's flat terrain. You see far away,
just realized your thing is better than my thing because you can communicate with Shadow like how far away? Actually, I don't remember.
I'd probably give him orders and he can go as far as he wants and comes back. I tell him, go scout this out, come back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but there's a limit to like actually sharing empathy.
Let me see. Share senses. Surely concentrated.
If I remember correctly, it's just within the same range as the empathy, which let me look up. Oh no, it's 1 mile. Yeah, so
Okay, so yeah, I could technically send him ahead and
Have him check it out if you wanted to. Send him all the way away.
yeah, I mean,
his
basically
fly
just send him ahead
speed's
as
only
we're moving.
25, so
We're gonna be fast. We're gonna.
that's
get there
why I'm
before him.
saying we could wait till we get closer and then I could send him. We could sit and I could send him. Otherwise, we're gonna outpace him and then have to sit even longer.
No, you wouldn't outpace your little bat. He's tiny. You'll totally.
A fly is 25 and these things have a speed of 50.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll wait till we're like maybe a quarter of a mile away and just then send him and just be like, let's just sit for a minute.
Yeah. All right. So travel a little farther. Why don't we take our break then before we dive into what Shadow may see or may not see as you approach the flames ahead. Well, the end of flames, I should say.
My shadowy eyes.
Shadow,
Heard.
what do your eyes see?
What do my eyes see through?
That my bad noises suck. But yeah, if anybody out there needs to grab a drink, go to the bathroom, do a little snack, we're gonna take a quick break here. We'll be back in a minute, so stay with us as we return to the adventure online. Let's pause it. Okay, welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. All right, so hi.
As we approach the quarter mile away, I summon Shadow out.
Okay. Let's actually switch to.
I roll up my sleeve and a bat pops out.
All right. You're about a quarter mile away, and you'll send Shadow out. Again, it's that kind of thing where it's signs that there perhaps had been a large fire at one point in time, and now it's that kind of like tail end of the smoke where it's kind of less black, kind of graying out, kind of like sputtering out at the back end of it. You're kind of still seeing, kind of rising from the area. Shadow will kind of head out as you flies out in that direction. You focus your eyes and try to see through it, I assume.
Yes.
See the visions of Shadow. Shadow, your eyes are my eyes. And, there's some glowing eyes and the thing you do, and then all of a sudden, like, visions fill your face and your soul. You see what's ahead.
Would you like me to roll a perception?
Yes, I would.
I shall perceive. Not very well.
You perceive, boy.
Unfortunately, it's hard to get a good angle on it. There's a lot of that kind of like smoke choking the way, but it looks as though the area may have had some kind of structure.
Oh. Okay, I will have him fly back. Actually, no, I'll try to get him to scout a bit closer to it, see if we can get a...
Okay. He gets as close as he can, but there's like choking smoke and remnants of fire and stuff, so he really doesn't improve. Just say.
Okay. Because I could get him to land and just like
Like
walk, because he does have a land speed.
Yes, there's some nice grass in the way. He's in the grass. He's now down in the grass.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we'll get a little bit closer, and then I'll use my solution.
Ah,
I'll have Shadow come
fire!
back.
I mean,
My solution.
I will mention.
Burn it all.
It just has a 500 foot. Well, it can go farther than 500 feet, but
Gotcha.
So we send it out so far. All right.
yeah, it starts at 500 feet, but then it can go farther.
So you're gonna get closer and use your ability. Then is what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
Now, how does your ability work, good sir? How does it work?
It uses my senses, but it's also not limited to 1 minute every 10.
And
And I can move it around, and it's also invisible.
Okay. So why don't you grant me the fine niceties of a perception check?
I'm gonna use a reroll on this personally.
You know, we could just keep a 15. It was a roll.
Oh my gosh!
Oh God!
I got a 2.
My face
Well-
went no keyless.
You went from a 3 to a 2, so there's some nice smoke in the way. Yeah. Effectively,
Okay.
you can see the same kind of thing that Umbrin said he saw. Seems like it might have been some kind of structure, but that the entire structure still is is still smoking a little bit. You don't see it. At least neither of you see any flares of flame, but whatever the structure is still bellowing out large amounts of smoke.
Yeah. Considering that we're close now,
Mm-hmm.
I am going to just do. Let me just double check him. Okay. I'm gonna get a little bit closer and then cast invisibility on myself and walk up to where the fire was.
Okay, cool. All right. So you'll cover yourself, make yourself invisible, kind of crawl up through there. The kind of gray smoke is choking out from what remains of whatever this is here, kind of blotting out the sky. Now, granted, it's been choking out for a while, and it does seem like it is slowly but surely ending. But it might be a little while before this smoke finally does peter out and whatever remnants of what had been a flame end. The area around here is blackened. The grasses are either burnt, dried, or a combination of both of them. Maybe crushed a little bit here and there. Okay.
Can I tell what the structure might have been?
Ooh. Okay.
Do you want me to make another perception check?
I kind of want you to roll, if you want to try to
Or
tell
survival?
what it was, society. Because it does seem to be a, structure, like
I
a
have a decent society.
creature-made structure.
Sus.
You know what? I'm also going to give myself guidance.
Mhm.
Because why not?
Mhm.
It's worth it.
Oh, is this thing in a clearing? This structure?
Ooh. Yes and no.
Basically, I figure he can go up invisible, but we'll stay by the tree line. Is basically more my point.
Well, you're still not in trees, you're in still the
The
grass.
grass line.
Yeah, the grass.
the grass line. Yeah.
All right.
Additional +1 there.
Yeah, but you'll take a look at the
17.
building, and unfortunately, the remnants of whatever this structure was, it was some kind of building. You can definitely tell
Yeah.
now, which is, again, unusual, but maybe not completely unheard of. There are places that are occasionally out here, people that settle, but there are some very unusual things about it. Again, it is seemingly have been on fire, and you can tell that it's a structure by it's kind of got at least a stone foundation. How much stone was in the building, you don't know. It could have just been a general wooden building with a stone foundation. It could have been built a lot out of stone and have some wood in it. You don't know how it was, but unfortunately, until the smoke stops, you might not be able to tell more. It is a decent sized building. Maybe it was a home. A bit big for that, but you really can't tell much what else.
Yeah.
While he's looking at the
Anyway,
building
put
itself,
out
I'm
the
gonna look
fire.
around the building.
Okay.
See if there's any sort of, I don't know, footprints or something, or...
Okay, give me a survival then.
Okay.
Looking around for footprints. Try to find some tracks. All right. No, you don't find any tracks
Floor
or
seems
anything.
to be made of floor.
There,
ones and threes today.
unfortunately, it's just a lot of like the burnt land and probably the rains from earlier from like the other day. You're just not finding any signs of any kind of like particular creature in this entire area. Nothing that stands out for you, unfortunately. All right.
Ask Talas to take a look.
Alice can take a look around.
That's better.
He's
That
actually
is
trained in
Much better.
survival.
The 1+1 is much different than the 15+15. Though it is the bonus plus itself both times, which is I find hilarious. So Talas is going to take a look around, and he will find something. Some relatively fresh tracks that seem to be kind of mixed in the area. Certainly the rain seemed to have kind of had the mud kind of muck in things and kind of again, it's been a day since the rain and things are already beginning to dry out a little bit, so it's not as bad, but there are still some signs left over from that. And even with the fire, he will find some evidence of something that was in the area fairly recently. Whether or not this is related to the big old flaming thing, that's hard to say, but they seem to be animal footprints. Big large ones too. Perhaps something akin to the size of the birds you're riding.
I am going to walk up to some plants that still look somewhat healthy,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm going to cast Speak with Plants
Sure.
and ask, do you know what
Ah!
caused the fire here?
Ah!
Was it some sort of creature?
What? Fire? Fire hurt. Bad.
I agree. Do you know what started it?
Fire came. Fire made fire.
Might have been a lightning strike. I'm saying that to myself, not to the... I don't think I'm going to get into
Lightning
bad.
bad.
Did fire come from sky?
Fire came from fire.
Did it come from above?
It came from stone.
Odd. Okay, well, I don't think it's worth staying invisible for right now, so I'll just dismiss that.
Yeah. The plant will no longer be screaming in pain and suffering.
Yeah, I'm also dismissing the invisibility.
Yeah. I mean, unless you want to keep
Yeah,
talking to the
and
plant and it's
No,
screaming
I'm not
in pain
going
and
to keep
suffering.
talking to the plant. No.
Ah!
I will say local fauna says the fire came from a rock.
You know, I feel like direction would be hard for them, seeing as how they don't have eyes.
From stone. Not a rock, stone. I don't know how plants sense, so...
With the power
Did
of
you guys
plant.
find anything?
Found some tracks.
Here, can you point them out? I can see if if I can identify the creature they came from.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'll point them out.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I
No,
guess
well,
in
no, what
nature?
I'll do is I'll be like, it's like I say we found some plants, and he's like, point them out. Talas, point them out.
By we, I mean Talas.
He's your goon.
Let me be
nature,
pointing
I
out
guess?
these I'll make an nature check. Let me be pointing out these tracks for you. Alright, so you can take a look at the tracks and you can't quite recognize what they are. Certainly speaking, they're of some kind of large creature, and it does seem to be a few of them, but you can't tell what they are exactly. I would say you would identify them more likely predatory rather than prey. So, you know, it's not like
Some kind.
it's not like hooved paws or something like that. You know, it's more like, you know, paw kind of creatures. So.
Seems like several large prey animals. I can't identify what kind.
Not prey animals, like
Predator.
predator animals.
Oh, predator, not prey.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I said that wrong. My brain farted.
Yeah, it's fine.
Well,
Tis fine. Is it? Alright, well, yeah.
Well, I have a theory.
Mm-hmm.
If fire came from stone, so maybe there's predatory stone creatures that breathe fire around. We should be careful.
You also saw something large the other night fly into the sky.
Mhm.
Maybe that can breathe fire?
So, dragon?
made of rocks.
Wait, no, dragons are
Well-
the thing. Well,
mean-
they're not. They are, but
It's sort of like you suggesting dragon, you're like, "Yeah." But also then it's like made of stone. It's like you could be like, maybe they are, because it's sort of like, yeah, it's like,
Well, also a plant said it was stone. Maybe it
Yeah.
mistakes scale for stone.
Maybe.
yeah, no, that's what I mean in the realm of possibility.
But I mean,
I mean-
if dragons fly, wouldn't it just breathe fire from high up? Would a plant even know?
are dragons even
I mean,
real
they're
at this
also
point in time? I thought they were a myth.
That's what I
Who knows
thought.
what could still survive in the mountains?
I mean,
I
they
guess.
Good
were
point.
real. They all left. Although there may still be some around. Who knows?
We don't know what else is in those mountains.
Yeah. Well, hope it's not a dragon. Can't imagine that would be fun.
Well, at least they're intelligent creatures, I believe, so...
Are they? I thought they were just big lizards that just stole things and ate people.
Well, do we want to... What time of day is it now?
Oh, early evening. So,
Well, like,
like, you
we could
might have been able to
camp
push on for like
nearby.
an hour. You know, you would have been pushed on maybe at most.
Yeah, we could camp nearby and see if anything approaches again.
It's not a bad idea. Yeah.
That could give us a more protective area,
Hmm.
and we could still take watch outside of it. There.
You definitely move on from here for a bit, though. I don't like the idea of camping near here.
It is very
Well,
slow.
I mean, yeah, but I'm sure it'll die down.
Well,
Eventually.
smoke will probably scare away other creatures. I'm just worried about who might come to the smoke.
Well, that's why I was
I'm not
also
worried about it.
suggesting I could make another wall of stone and use my doorway for us to rest in.
It'd be nice.
I mean, either way, we can do that, but I
Cold
still
out
think
here
we should
recently.
move on. I still think we should move on.
I'm not saying let's camp right next to this building, but I'm saying somewhat nearby that we can keep an eye out. And still take shifts outside.
You can go a couple 100 feet up the road. Or, sorry, not road, because we're not traveling on a path.
We're cutting our own path.
We're pathfinding, if you will.
Mhm. You are.
I'm sure Talas is probably has his sword out, like cutting some of the grass in front of us so we can.
Technically speaking, since you're on gigantic birds which just kind of part their way through it, they're pretty good at passing through the grass. Again, they're native to this area.
Yeah.
True.
We can go a couple 100 feet up and then camp there, I guess, because I'm sure we don't want to go too far.
Like I said, I can make another archway, and when we're taking our rotation, we could actually sit on top of the archway and get a little bit of a height view.
My eye is still active, so I'll take first watches so I can kind of keep an eye on this place through it.
We could do watch in pairs. Probably be better in case one of us gets jumped in the night.
Yay, jumped in the night. Cupid's favorite.
Well, there's an odd number of us.
No, there's even. Talas is here.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So it could be me and Ixbanor, you and Talas.
Oh yeah, because there's four of us.
The birds could take watch.
We're gonna wake up to a flock of slaughtered birds.
You're just gonna wake up.
It just means instead of quarter.
You'll just see like one of them's got its mouth closed. You'll see some struggling in there. You're like, "Where's Ixbanor?"
So instead of 2-hour shifts, we'll be taking 4 hours.
No, actually, that's not how that works. Technically, it's 8-hour shifts if you do 2, because you both need rest, and there's only 2 shifts. Which is why 2 shifts is generally not the best idea.
It's up to you how you want to take care of it.
Yeah. I'm just worried if someone gets attacked, but we don't have.
You would need 12 hours. You wouldn't need 16.
Well, you kind of want 8 hours of rest, and so it's like
right. You could do the first group who's out does 4 hours. Then they'll need 8 hours rest. Yeah. That's 12. Yeah. No.
But then the second person would take an 8-hour watch on 4 hours of sleep.
Yeah, true. You're right.
Yeah, you need 8 hours minimum for a full long rest.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why generally with 4, you generally do one person. But you can wake each
because
other.
then it's
that's how.
It's like a 2.5-hour shift.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
So less time for less security, or more time for more security.
We could do technically. The other thing I could suggest is we could have 2 1-person shifts, because I could also have my I could also have Shadow out with me, and if I'm jumped, send Shadow in to wake you guys.
That's fair.
Into the tent. Retrieve them, Shadow.
Well, I think the idea is the liminal doorway, because it's harder to. You have to run in to get their attention.
Yeah. But that's why I'm saying, like, for me, I could send Shadow in.
I think at that point we probably would just do 4 shifts. That would just be an extra benefit you have.
Yeah. I just don't think we want to do 16 hours.
No.
Yeah, the problem is it's literally just almost no,
Yeah, we'd have 8 hours of travel.
Well, you wouldn't be able to have an 8-hour shift because that usually, like, the travel involves some things around it. Normally, you travel 8 hours, rest 8 hours.
Yeah, we wouldn't even get a full 8 hours of travel in then.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I think it's just we're gonna have to risk it.
That's fair. It's worked out.
I mean,
so
worst
far.
case scenario, if we hear or see something, we duck under the bridge that I'm making.
Yeah.
Go, bridge, go. All right, I guess then.
I'll do a survival first.
Who wants resilient? I've been putting like runes on stuff every evening. So who wants a resilient rune?
Oh, I'm also able to do that. We could have started doubling up. I forgot.
Oh, yeah, we could double.
Because I have magical crafting now.
Hey, everyone's fed.
I mean, if you let's see, we have 1, 2.
If you want to put one on
items
Umbrin. I can
left.
put one on
so
myself.
if you actually have been doing it, we could have been.
Oh, we could have been done by now, yeah.
Oh no,
What
sorry, we
does
have 5 items left, so we still need
What
to
does
do.
Resilient do?
+1 to all saves.
Yeah.
Oh,
So we basically.
sure, I
be
can
missing
put one on my
one.
breastplate.
Alright.
And I would just put one on mine.
Okay, and I'll just. Would you have been doing that every night with me? Because that's what I was
Yeah, of
basically
course.
doing every evening. Okay. Then I'll do. So you can also do the resilient rune on your item. I already put
Yep.
one on Talas.
And then Umbrin, you put yours, and then we just remove them from the stash.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna do the resizing of the cloak and the mask,
Oh,
so I can
yeah.
use them. But one of them will have to remain because we had 9 total items.
Okay, Resilient.
Yeah, do you know how to add it to your item?
Checking.
You have to click the edit item, then go to details, and scroll down to where it says precious materials and runes.
Item details.
You got it?
Okay, I'm in edit item details, and then you said
You scroll down,
It's pro-
and then you
Yeah,
precious materials and runes. And then it says resilient rune, and there's a drop down.
I don't see precious materials.
Okay.
It's a
under
box.
details, did you click on details?
Yes,
Okay. You
I
scroll
see
down.
quantity. Use it. Oh, no. It's
Are you
not
on your
letting me-
armor?
No, I'm not on. Oh, on the armor, not the resilient.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
because
Yeah.
you're applying the resilient rune to your.
Got it. That's where I was confused. I am sorry.
No, it's all
Yeah,
good.
you're
As long as we figure it out, is all that counts.
Yeah.
That's the important thing.
Tiny.
I will need perception checks from everybody because you're taking shifts.
And you can add resilient to
I-
yours, and we'll do my math. Because we don't need to do the. I don't need to resize my mask, so that's the last thing. So put a resilient on yours, and I'll delete
Got
the
it.
resilient ones.
Okay.
Ooh, good check on Calder.
Sorry about that.
No.
No, you're good.
Took a minute to figure it out. We just had to get it done.
Roll.
Okay.
And with grit and tenacity, that bumps my fortitude
Yeah,
up to
not
18,
great.
my will up to 60.
Ah, it's great. Don't worry about it. Talas, see.
Oh, I also will have Shadow out with me, so Shadow could roll too.
Sure.
I'm taking first watch to take advantage of the eye that's already out.
Yeah.
Because I'm
Yeah.
sustaining it.
Well, Shadow doesn't help.
That doesn't help. Anyway, so Ixbanor, you're out the first watch. As the kind of evening falls and night begins to come about, the moons rise, of course, and the clouds that have been kind of like choking the sky become a little thicker. Not enough to like warrant like rain or something, but it does mean that a little less light is out and about, as the clouds will occasionally cover over where the moonlight would be. And you will notice that, though, when it comes to that thing, eventually the smoke will stop while you're watching. And things will seemingly be quiet in the night. Who's next watch?
Me.
Right,
Yeah, I'll take like the darkest.
Calder. Calder, as you take over for a shift and kind of settle in for like a kind of a little bit of a later time, kind of tending at your spot a bit above, you will once again notice something to the south. Light, glowing, off in the distance. Now, because you're on top of the arch and have a much better view, you can see that it is quite a distance away. Miles, even. But it's down that way, and it's some kind of glow. that seems as if it is a campfire.
I'm gonna hop down off the archway and go into the door.
Okay.
And I'm gonna like shake Ixbanor. It's like, hey, wake up.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
That
Ixbanor just got asleep. He's like been resting. All of a sudden, what?
yeah, sorry. Yeah, sorry to wake you, but that campfire's back.
Okay. So I'll climb up. Eddie points it out to me. I'm like, oh, that is very far away. I was not expecting it to be that far away.
Yeah, it is. It is probably like at this point in time, you can notice it's probably a number of miles away.
But this is day 3 that it's been popping up consistently.
The only night you didn't notice it was the one
Missed the check.
Night before the storm.
night before the storm. And you might have missed the check. You might just not noticed it.
Yeah, that's fair. You got any way to check on what that is? You got magic.
Do.
You do have magic.
Problem is, you said it's miles away.
Yes, you assume that it's
And
quite
most of-
far away. It's sort of like it's because this area here tends to be so dark and so open is why it's kind of reflecting so far away. It goes to show you, it's probably good you don't have a campfire at night because things very far away would be able to notice it.
Yeah, because the thing I was planning to use is like a mile at most, so. Well, I was planning to use the scouting eye if it was close enough, but if it wasn't. Other thing, yeah. I just wasn't expecting it to be that far away. Like, I was thinking 1 mile, and then I'm like, oh yeah, I could get there and check it out.
Yeah, that's fair.
Anyway, within a seemingly like half an hour, once again, the light will fade. That's happened every time you've noticed it.
I sure hope that doesn't turn out to be something else.
You need to get me a hang glider.
I'll work on it. I'll take out my little notebook. Hang glider.
Because I just had the fun idea of using translocate to teleport super high and then just glide.
Oh, I thought you said you were gonna have someone throw you like a paper airplane.
That would also work.
But yeah, probably translocate probably better. I'll just start working on that. Yeah.
Right. Umbrin, it's your shift then. There will be nothing else that happens during the rest of Calder's shift. And your shift remains pretty uneventful for most of the time. But it's towards the back end, around the time that you'd start thinking about getting up for Talas. And you begin to hear something. Out in the distance, echoing. A familiar something. You heard it nights ago. That same howling. But now it's still far, but closer. Certainly closer than it was. Still at definitely a distance out there. But you can tell not as far as it was before. It might have been like it's the difference between 10 miles and 5 miles kind of thing, Still far away, but you can tell.
Getting closer.
Generally speaking. But I'll tell you, you've always heard it to your west.
Okay.
Just
And
to
now
say,
it's to
it's
my...
still to the west. Still the same direction. So it'd be parallel to you that's traveling. Closer, but parallel in a lot of ways. Anyway, nothing else happens. Talas, I'm not gonna admit it. When he wakes everybody up or checks in with everybody in the morning, notice nothing. It was just a clear night, quiet, cold, a little chilly. Kind of windy. You could feel the moisture in the air, but other than that, it was just a normal night in the Wardlands.
Well, that's good.
Perfectly fine. Nothing wrong whatsoever. Anyway, it's now the next morning.
The howls to the west?
Yes, it was a series of howls. I'm gonna say Umbrin couldn't quite tell how many there is. Multiple, at least 3 or 4. But again, you couldn't tell where one began and another ended, kind of thing. You know, you could tell it was like a few of them at least, though. Whatever were howling.
Fire-breathing stone wolves.
I like how this is developing more and more in an interesting direction.
Oh, I have no idea what they actually
Of course,
are.
fire-breathing stone wolves. The greatest threat to our civilization as we know it. We're doomed.
That's how cryptids form.
This is exactly how cryptids form. Congratulations. Anyway, next morning, what do you want to do?
Well, I will mention everything.
Let's go. We should take just one more walk around the house to see if anything's changed, and if not, we'll move on.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can head back to the structure, now seemingly completely burnt. It seems to be some kind of stone foundation. Pretty large. Generally speaking, there seems to be some wreckage of more stone within the foundation, too. So the stone structure may have been more than just a simple low foundation. It might have had, like, some, like, low-lying stone walls built into maybe wood, as there is kind of, like, darkened, blackened pile of material in the center of there, which may have been whatever was there. Roofing, walls, hard to say exactly. But the building is gone and destroyed, and now there's just like a charred chunk of wreckage in the center of it, surrounded by these blackened stone, cracked subwalls.
Lovely.
So nothing new?
I mean, you can see it better now. Like,
Now
it's no
now
longer
that we can
choked
see it
in
better, Can I
smoke.
make another survival check to see, or society check to see if I can
Sure.
figure out?
Yes, you can.
Let's see if I can figure out what kind of building this is.
All right. Yeah. This building would be kind of strange to be a house. I'm gonna say that because, like, the size of this building, it isn't anything spectacular, but like, you're out far in the middle of the wilds. This is the kind of place that if you're trying to survive on your own, you go to. You're not connected with other people if you're out this direction. Again, it's not unusual to find people like that do that. And certainly speaking, this building could have set fire and been abandoned. You, unfortunately, don't see any evidence whether it was occupied or abandoned when the fire came. It's that well burned up at this point in time. But yeah, no, this building is unusual in its size. Like a practical house in this region with stone as a foundation and like low wall probably would be about 1/3 of the size of it. It's a pretty large structure, and you don't see any signs of other structures nearby. Very strange. Okay. Unfortunately, I will say that you really can't get an exact tell of what this was. It's like gone at this point in time. But you will pick up that kind of a little bit of very interesting information that is a head scratcher. What's this? Doing anything else before moving on, I assume?
So the glider is 100% buildable. Only 15 gold.
Oh wow.
I find this hilarious, your quest for the glider.
I'm gonna make a survival check myself, see if I could still see the tracks and maybe see where they came from.
Ooh. Sure.
Yeah, I was actually thinking we might want to track them today Depends on where they go.
It's a pretty decent survival check. Unfortunately, with everything that's going on, you aren't going to get a good track of them. And it's also been, honestly, at least half a day to a day since they were probably made. But I will say, all the tracks tended to be on the kind of western northern side of the wreckage of this building. And though you can't tell if it's just one thing moving around a lot or a couple of different things, there does seem to be a good chunk of tracks. So, something could have been living out of this? Also? Like, you don't know the status of the building. This could have been something's home, and now it's a pile of ash. It could have been one creature walking around a lot. It could have been a group of creatures. Again, you weren't really able to identify the tracks before, and they were some kind of predator.
At this point, I'm getting the feeling that this was a set piece that we're paying far too much attention to.
I'm not going to say that's
Possibly.
correct or incorrect at this point in time.
Anyway, we should move on.
Yes.
Yeah, probably.
Okay, you'll head on. You'll continue your adventures and continue once more to the north. The area here is actually getting a little bit more rugged, and it's getting a little harder to see anything. Basically, the flatlands that you've been used to are giving way to hills. The land is becoming hillier, roughier, that we're like cresting over hills and going down them. And more and more you're seeing these spurts of like little forest land that seem to fill into the lower regions in between the hills. Basically, where probably, honestly, water from things like that rain kind of pools down into. So. Yes. Yes. All right. Anyway.
I mean,
The day
fill
will.
canteens and move on.
Yeah, I mean, like,
Yeah.
you'd have to, like, head into, like, the little, like, groves and trees and stuff that are in these areas. That you assume that's why they're a little bit more nature-y, because they're a little bit more protected, and you get the more rain accumulating in those areas. But you can still find places to fill water, definitely, along the way.
Yeah.
Right, it will be the 4th evening now. Settle down. Or 5th, I'm sorry, 5th. I did forget to add an extra day there. 5th evening! Another round of perceptions, everybody. Time to rest up.
And survival.
And to survival. That's true.
Oh, did you roll that last time?
Mm-hmm. We have
Yeah,
success.
I fed everyone last time.
Yeah.
And I
Okay.
feed everyone this time.
He's only had 2 days that he hasn't fed everybody. That's a good perception from both Calder and Umbrin. Pretty good perception from Ixbanor. And a terrible perception from Talas. Talas is just
Talas is blind.
just blind.
He falls asleep during his watch.
Yeah.
He's a sleepy guy.
He's a sleepy guy. He just kind of dozes off. He just like narcolepsy hits him. A newfound narcolepsy hits Talas, just in case I need him to go unconscious. Congratulations, your champion has narcolepsy. No, anyway, that's a joke. All right. So. I'll do it. I'm assuming you're going to stick in the same order that we did before, unless we change. So we start with good old Ixbanor.
Yeah.
Ixbanor. You taking the kind of first watch.
I'm taking the sunset watch, and then Calder's taking like the first night watch.
So like as the sunset watch, that's kind of like as the suns go down, the moons come up once more. It's actually a pretty clear night tonight. So it's nice and bright and open, and you will see something that is a rarity in this area, but not unheard of. You've definitely probably maybe seen them in your travels in this region before, but basically maybe only a couple thousand feet away, you will hear some stirring and noise as you kind of like probably like pop up on top of like one of the birds to look out. You will see a small herd of of elephants. The elephants of this region.
They never forget.
They never forget to crush you alive.
They never forget murder.
They don't tend to go down into those areas. It seems like since you're going up to these hilly regions where there's a little bit more green and life and a little bit more to support them, you're seeing them now. This must be an area that supports them better. With more of those little forests and stuff that they can kind of go in between them as they forage. The little oases for them. Seems to be a big family group that kind of passes by. Very nice, very beautiful.
That's nice.
Calder, so you're kind of taking watch, and
Also, wait, Calder, you don't have night vision, right? Or dark
I
vision?
do not know.
Okay, I'm
But,
gonna start. I just realized that at level 8, I got dark vision. I got an upgrade to my dark vision elixir, so they now last 24 hours. So I can just give you one. We can both just take
wow.
one every day.
Nice.
As you're kind of waiting there, you will see something that you've seen over the last nights once again, but this time it stands out in a much different way. As you are kind of like, as I said, there's a hilly region. You're probably not down in one of like the lower valleys. You're somewhere up like kind of like maybe not necessarily on the top of one of these hills, but like very high up on one of them, just to get better view of everything. And you can see basically farther to the south on an entirely different hill, the light comes on again. Fire. It's just like, this is like, and these are massive hills, as like, they're like, like half a mile like across kind of hills. They're like rolling hills at this point in time. And so you're like a couple miles away on a hill down to the south. You see that light pop on.
How far away?
Well,
It's still within a few miles. Closer, though. Closer than the previous night.
I don't think. Yeah. I don't think
Closer
it's
by,
picking up Ixbanor
You do
again.
get the feeling
You can always wake me
That's-
up who has
that's a kind of
the
area.
best perception.
That's a kind of area that would be similar to where you are now, a great place to probably make a campsite. The positioning on that hill there. It kind of not quite mirrors yours, but in that kind of sense of whoever it is camping very similar to you and choosing a very strategic spot on that hill. Maybe that's why you can see them better, because they have to be closer to have a good spot.
Yeah, I don't think, by the way, I don't think your perception will make a difference when they're that far away. You're not being able to make out details.
Probably not. I'll just make a note of it and then go back to like sketching in my book.
Okay.
Trying to figure out how I would make a glider for a small creature.
Yeah.
It's
Umbrin,
cannabis.
you'll awaken to your evening, to your watch, and everything will be quiet for a little bit. And then as you are kind of in here, somewhere down in the kind of lower valley in where there's this kind of like grove of trees and stuff that you can kind of, that you kind of was below you in between the hills here. It's kind of to the south, kind of the direction that Calder was looking, but a little off from there. You will begin to hear horrific noises coming from there. It will be kind of echoing on the wind of like this trumpeting noises and growling and snarling and howls that seem to be coming from down in that area.
Lovely.
Mm-hmm. It'll go on for like 20 minutes, then it'll be quiet. Quiet
I'll
again.
just make a note of that and where it is.
Which direction?
I would say like, if Calder was looking almost near kind of the back the way you came, it would have been a little bit to the like, if you're looking in that direction, a little bit off to the right from there, kind of down in the valley area. Because I said like, you'd go down in this valley, there'd be kind of trees, and up on the other side is this other hill that you're very far away from that Calder was seeing, and it's down in that tree area, but off to a little bit to the one side is where the noise is coming from. So,
Okay.
generally cardinally the same direction, but not actually the same direction, is what I'm saying. It's the nearby forest, which also happened to be a little bit towards the direction you were looking when you saw the elephants. You kind of saw them off a little bit to your western side, near the forest. Anyway,
Maybe something's hunting the elephants.
maybe. That would explain a lot of the trumpeting noises, though you did not know about the elephants, so...
Yeah.
It's like, what the hell is
Well,
that
once
noise?
we talk in the morning...
I'll be like, oh, those were elephants. Of course that's what I heard. I forgot they sometimes appeared in this region. Anyway, yes, you'll wake up in the morning. Talas will be like, like glazed out. We'll say that Talos you'll find in the morning like half awake and kind of glazed, and he'd be like, I'm sorry, I feel awful. I just was, I was around and I needed a snack and I found something that I recognize as a kind of mushroom from my youth, and I had it, and it just, wow, man, I think I misidentified it. It got me pretty sick. Anyway, Talos was tripping balls.
Mushrooms.
Yeah, you shouldn't, where'd you find those mushrooms?
God. We do not
for
need...
research. It's for research purposes.
Alright.
Unless you're playing
He seems like he ate all the ones he found, I'll just say, unfortunately. He, in his infinite wisdom, I'm just saying he misidentified the type of mushroom that... It's that entire thing of, like, the edible mushroom looks very much like the other one, and you have to be, like, knowledgeable to get the right one. He basically did one of those. Late night, kind of had a hankering, you know, he's the last shift, he's not going to be sleeping anymore, you know, he's like, oh, I'll just grab a little snack here, and it's like, oh god, my brain! Anyway. So.
If you had one, you wouldn't have eaten those.
It was dark, and I thought I identified it correctly.
I just had to say that.
Anyway.
Ow, my brain. Don't have one.
So. Alright, I'm assuming you're going to depart once more.
Aye, Captain.
Alright. It will be the end of this day as you finally made your way through the entire area. I will tell you, taking the birds was a great idea. The main predators of this region tend to stay away from the big old birds because, you know, they tend to flock in small groups and also have very big kicking legs and stuff like that and the horrible beaks. You know, kind of like, you know, certain animals just don't get bothered. You know, you're just like, you're too much trouble. These big old birds, they're that trouble in this region. And so, and the elephants too, but in this area.
Yeah.
But yeah, so, yeah, good idea to buy them. They weren't bothered by predators. You didn't have to worry about that. But you will be approaching the forest area that you were kind of getting to. The northeastern forest in the corner of it, which I'm going to admit, I think I named it. I'll have to rename it again. I'll have to just, you know, I don't know if I gave you one before. I don't think I did.
No.
So again, hey, notes are gone. So I'll come up. I just remembered I didn't have that one. I'm not going to come up with a name on the fly because I'm going to
Bob's Forest.
I'm going to do that if I name it on the fly. So we'll have the name of the forest, you know, for next time. I'll make sure to get that together. But yes, you've reached, as you're kind of cresting over one of these hills, you see that forest coming into view. And now, because you have been traveling very east, you can actually finally kind of, it's not like you could not see it, but now you're actually realizing, like, far to the east is the grand mountains themselves that stretch thousands of miles into the sky. It's not like a vertical wall, but it's a very dangerous, very steep wall of stone that lies to your east now. And you have very good sight of it at this point in time. You've traveled far enough east, and you're in a region kind of on one of these hills that's giving this view, and you can see that forest kind of going out in front of you for some distance, and you do not know how far it goes. So you've reached the last lap of your journey to head into the forest and take the directions to the Minotaur village. Now, granted, it is the end of your evening, so you could camp here, or you could head a little bit in the forest. You are probably maybe an hour or two from when you normally camp. But you are still not in the forest proper. You're on the edge of it.
I think we should camp out here. We've been hearing a lot of noise coming from the forest area.
Well, again, like, this is a different forest. Like, the small groves
okay.
were maybe, like, that you've been seeing in between the hills and stuff are maybe, like, a couple... I'm gonna be bad with size. Like a square mile in between trees and stuff, where there's, like, low-lying water that allows these trees and protection from the hills that allows them to grow up with the winds and stuff of this region, you know? So that's where there's kind of, like, this is forest proper in the corner. You know, this is like actual woods. Those trees that you've been passing by, they're getting like maybe like 10, 20 feet tall. Or sorry, 20, 30 feet tall at most. You know, a lot of scrub, a lot of lower, like, you know, smaller trees. This is like, you know, 40, 50 foot tall trunks, big old forest. We're at the edge of the area. You know, this, if you go through here, you would pass in the swamplands again. Kind of thing. This is the top edge of the map.
Gotcha.
Mhm.
I'm just a little nervous about the forest, right?
It is technically a different environment entirely, so who's to say what is there that is different? You've definitely been transitioning environmentally with your journeys. Well, if you're going to rest here, I will need one more round of perception. So we'll see if anything else is noticed. One final sleep for the night.
Yeah, let's do one more, Eric, because we could still do another easily wall and stuff, so...
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Let me do my... survival... and then a perception.
Is that another one on Talas?
Again?
Again!
Well,
He's
that's
still
it.
not
Wow.
feeling well.
He's still suffering from mushroom. He's like, man, he's been walking and maybe like sweating and not looking great. He's like, no, I'll be fine. I'll just rest a little bit. We'll get me up. I'll be good for my shift. And it's that kind of thing of like, you know, he's still suffering from bad effects of basically poison mushroom, and like, you know, he's getting up and like he's technically not fine, but he's gonna tell you he's fine. You know,
Psychedelic mushroom.
so Ixbanor, Calder, none of you have any kind of issues with the night. Hear it, you notice nothing, you see nothing. It's a quiet, dark night. Though, again, like, there's this... Both of you do hear this kind of echo of the wind, because there's still, like, a lot of wind that comes across here and whips through here, and, like, this is kind of where the winds coming down from the mountains kind of meet the weather coming to the south from the ocean up north of the swamplands and begin to mix and become this wind that rips down across the wardlands to the south, and you're beginning to feel it there, but it echoes through the trees off in the distance. Yes, you are perhaps maybe like a mile away from the trees, but you can still hear the echoing and creaking that seem to kind of go through the dark of night. It's pleasant. Umbrin. Umbrin, you're going to be enjoying your night for a little while, and then something will happen, and you'll kind of be like kind of watching, and you will notice to the south of you, on two different separate hills that you've passed by, well, one of them you passed by and one of them you didn't, at the same time, well, not quite the same time. There's a little difference. A campfire's lit on one. And then another one nearby, perhaps miles from it, another campfire lights. And both campfires are on for maybe about a half an hour before they go out. One goes out, and then the other one. Maybe a few minutes afterwards.
Did they go on in the same spot? Like,
It's basically like to the south where you were, like a hill you passed, one of them went on,
Mhm.
and then another one on another hill nearby. I'd say to
Right.
the southwest a
did
little
they
bit.
go off in the same order that they went on in?
Yes.
That's what I was trying to think. Maybe that, you know, like, hey, you know, and the guy's responding by lighting one, and then when he puts it out, the other person might be responding by putting theirs out. That's what I'm thinking.
It very well could be some kind of signal.
I will make note of those.
Okay.
And tell everyone in the morning.
Morning will once again come to all of you as the light will turn on, come, and things will kind of get a little bit
And
open.
both were southerly, right?
Yes, one would have been more to the south, like west, a lot more to the west, but both were southerly. Because you technically have been traveling, I'd say like northeast. So it's like you're heading more north than east. You've been traveling with this directional. I think I talked about that before. So one would be kind of back towards your path a little. One would be like definitely a lot more to the west.
And I will explain what I saw last night.
On the back end.
Could have been responding to each other.
It's possible. Well, there's not much we can really do about it. Not as things stand.
How far away was it? Just a few miles again?
Yes. Again, it was like on separate hills.
Yeah.
Like very similar to what Calder saw and what could kind of point out. Like I'll say, if you want to kind of judge, it was kind of again in areas that if someone was camping in this area, just like you are, that's a region probably on one of these hills. Someone would camp. Kind of high enough up, but maybe not like completely up the top of the hill because you don't want it full like weather because it's very high up, but kind of like high enough up that you can kind of like get a relatively good view in most directions.
I don't like this. I feel like someone's tracking us.
Probably.
Agreed.
Do we
And
have any
there's
counter
2 of
tracking?
them.
But we would just be going in circles.
Well, no, I mean like covering up our tracks.
Oh.
Let me double check my.
I think one of the actions you can do with survival is to cover your tracks. You just move a lot slower.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I could do that, but that's not too helpful.
Cover tracks. Cover your tracks, moving up to half, but you move at half travel speed. Attempt a survival check to cover your tracks, but in any tracks you must succeed at a survival check against your survival DC if it's higher than normal DC.
I'd
to
also
track.
think we wouldn't be able to do that while riding a bird.
That's up to Tantus. He might say that we have to move at half our speed rather than half our bird speed.
I would think, though, what you want to do if you want to try to cover your tracks for a period of time, you'd probably have to lead your birds for a bit. Like, when it's basically you'd have to travel half your normal overland speed and basically get off and just work on keeping the tracks of everything hidden.
Yeah, it's basically something you're doing periodically while traveling. It's not like a...
Yeah.
Trying to throw people off.
Yeah, the only spell I have only would protect one of us from scrying.
That's
Yeah,
if scrying's
you wanna
involved.
try.
You don't know if magic is involved or not. Might
Yeah,
not
I'm
be.
just saying, I have Veil of Privacy, but it's one creature or object.
Mhm.
Yeah. I mean, if we think it's worth it, we can try to do it, but it's up to you guys.
Yeah.
If you'd
But
rather
it's
just keep going.
I mean, does it seem like they've been getting any closer?
Ooh.
Are
It
they
was
making
closer-
ground on us?
It was closer when Calder saw them last, but I would say from what you saw, it would have been about the same distance with Calder. But also,
Yeah,
as I said with Calder, if they were trying to stay relatively close to you and the distances you had before, they would probably have to have camped in an area like they were, which would have been closer anyway. You know, it's like we can camp somewhere terrible and stay at the same distance, or we can get a little closer and be in better distance if they're following you.
Yeah.
It's hard to say they're not at this point.
It
But, again,
is
It's up to you guys.
very unusual.
Yep. The other option is to just keep going and hope we get to our destination before we get caught off guard. Or we could just let them come to us and fight them.
Yeah, that sounds good to me.
I mean, we're aware of them.
Doesn't mean
We
they
know
can't
to keep
ambush
our
us.
I know, but we know to keep our eyes out. That helps.
Yeah.
It's also something
I-
to say that, like, I will say there wasn't... They didn't necessarily try to hide that fire. It was only a half an hour every night, but probably, like, if they were really trying to hide from you, they probably could have.
Yeah.
I mean, I know that they could, like, I know they're not trying to hide, but that doesn't mean they're not following us.
That's what- I
We
mean,
can't
like,
possibly know
it
their
doesn't-
intentions without
I
reading them.
agree that doesn't get rid of that, but I'm just saying, like, you know, it's... They're whether you can't judge intentions, there is a little bit to read in the fact that they did not try to hide. That is something to read into it. You know, yes, they could be very negative intentions to you, but they're still not trying to, like, avoid your gaze, basically.
Yeah.
Anyway, are you doing anything then, or are you just heading to the forest? I guess that's my question now.
I mean, I don't think there's a point of being slower. Because if they are trying to get to us, that's just going to
No, I mean,
make
you
them
guys both-
possibly get there quicker.
I mean, in the end, you both decided that it's not worth it, so we'll just keep going.
Yeah.
Then we will basically leave it off where you have reached the forest, and you're perhaps only a day's journey through the forest to your destination. You're pretty close. You've almost made
I
it.
thought you were gonna say to our deaths.
I mean, that's not on me. You could definitely do some stuff to cause your deaths. I'm just saying, I wouldn't. I'm not causing that. You know, directly. Indirectly, I could roll some dice, which could murder you. But you know, your choices are yours. Anyway,
I'm feeling a little lemming. There's a cliff nearby. Let's go.
look, I can't stop you. I can laugh, but I can't stop you.
I mean, I could cast fire on you, and you could just fly straight up in the air and just then dive down and die.
Or Calder could build a hang glider. Same difference.
You've invented gliding. Well, that didn't go very well. Well, we probably should have tested that off of a smaller cliff first.
Off a tree, maybe?
This is probably a good idea. Don't worry about it. But no, yeah, we'll end tier 4 today. I think that was a pretty good spot to kind of get into it, where you've managed to travel across a pretty decent distance, honestly. Miles-wise, oh god, I didn't know how far distance you went, but how much do you travel a day?
They have a speed of 50.
50,
Yeah,
8 hours,
50 is 40
400?
miles per day.
40
is
miles
for
per
50
day?
feet.
50 feet, 40 miles. So yeah, and it was what, 6 rests, 5 days of travel? So like 200
Yeah, but then
miles?
we did like we lost like 2 half days because we stopped
Yeah.
early for the we stopped for the rain, and then we also stopped early when we hit the woods, and then we also like lost an hour around the cabin, and so I'd probably argue that we lost about a day's worth of travel. from
Yeah,
all that.
yeah, that makes sense. And it's been like 6 rests. I'm just trying to estimate the distance you were, if I got the distance correct, and how. Again, it's that kind of thing. I don't have exact numbers, but I want to be relatively close to it. And like 200 miles is a pretty good distance that you traveled. That sounds about right for what I wanted. So thumbs up. I did good on maths.
Yeah.
Kind of. But yeah, it was honestly, that's still a pretty damn long journey you guys went on.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and it had some interesting things. But now you've reached the forest. You're a day's journey from the Minotaurs, and we'll have to see what happens when you meet with them. What kind of things you will learn? What kind of things you will discover? Will they be friendly? I don't know. You've never met them. Anyway, we'll find out all that next time. Anyway, I'll throw in, of course, to some shout-outs to end here. And, of course, I know that my good friend Wyrm has some good important things to shout out of all of us here.
Yeah, I'm Diamond Wyrm. You can find me on twitch.tv/DiamondWyrm, or at DiamondWyrm on Twitter and Blue Sky, and DiamondWyrm9234 on YouTube. You'll be streaming next time. Will be Friday. The next time I stream will be Friday.
Yeah.
I tried to do that quickly, and then I fumbled.
Just because I should check in. Jesse, Joe, do either of you have anything you want to throw in there at the end? Okay. Okay. Myself, Dracovin. Thank you, everybody who does join for this show. I really do enjoy doing it and having these little creative explorations and adventures here that we've been doing. Make sure to check out the rest, whether on the YouTube side of things or joining us live on Twitch, and check out my social media for updates on all that. And I will be back if you want to check me out live streaming. I'll be back on Thursday for some more tabletop related stuff, and of course Friday I will be doing some streaming and eventually joining with Wyrm on that. So, all right, everybody, you have a good rest of your evening. Hope you enjoyed the show. And until the next time, we do some more adventures. I bid all of you out there some farewells and goodbyes to you all.